Hi, guys, and welcome to Joe TV. I'm your host, as always, Zach King, and today's guest is your overall voting champion for March 2019. And now she's a finalist for the Talent of the Year contest. Welcome, Veronica Washington. Veronica, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. So, again, like we've asked all the other finalists, first things first, how does it feel to be a finalist in the 2019 contest?
It feels great. I'm honored. I didn't expect this whatsoever, so I'm really happy.
Excellent. So according to your talentjoe.com profile, you've been singing since the age of 4. That early on, tell us about your background. Is it something that you just found out that you could sing? Is it something that you've learned over time? How does it all begin for Veronica?
Well, it was definitely something that I learned over time. My mom, she sings at our church, and so I've just always been around music. That's something that I've never not had. So that's kind of how I developed the skill and things like that, just singing in church and always being around that environment.
So musical influences beyond church, whether it's radio, I know my mother had a lot of old vinyl that Anita Baker, Hiroshima, a lot of those late 70s, early 80s bands. I'm showing my age now, but what influences did you have at a very early age?
Oh, I can't even remember. Most of them, oh, well, definitely the obvious, like Whitney Houston and Fantasia, which I don't know if people really know her that well, but just a lot of the R&B soulful people that I've been listening to forever. And those were some of my earlier inspirations.
So from a singing standpoint, do you have any particular genres that you like, one versus the other? Any favorites?
Oh, I'm definitely a Broadway person. That's like my ultimate favorite genre of all time. Yeah, I actually started listening to Broadway when I was about 11. So before then, it was mostly just gospel, R&B. But then I started listening to Broadway, and I was like, oh, this is so much more fun. So I definitely prefer Broadway music over most other genres.
So here's kind of a curveball question. What's your favorite Broadway show, both past and present?
Ooh, wow. Okay, so for the past, definitely Legally Blonde, the musical, which is really weird and not a lot of people understand it, but I love that musical so much. So that was my favorite one. That was like one of the first few ones that I watched, so that was my favorite. Right now, I think my favorite is Once on This Island. It's really great musical. I love it so much. So, yeah.
Now, what year are you at Palm Beach Atlantic University?
Yes, so I just finished my freshman year, so I'm really excited. So I'm going into my sophomore year this fall.
Now, you and I have traded communications electronically, emails and text messages, and I am thoroughly impressed with your schedule. So not only are you a university student, you also tour with a choir, and we're going to get more into this in a second, but you have a laundry list a mile long of awards. How in the world do you juggle everything on your schedule?
Oh, it is so difficult. It's great. My mom really keeps me in check, and she tells me, hey, don't forget you have this and this and this. If it wasn't for her, it would be a big mess. But yeah, I try and make sure that I have everything laid out. Like, okay, I have this day, I have this day, and try and go off of that as opposed to just, oh, willy-nilly, because then everything will just fall apart. But yeah.
Now, also, according to your talentjoe.com profile, you love to sing, you love to act, and you love to dance. Any favorites of the three, and why?
Ooh, favorite of the three. That's kind of, I definitely love to sing more. That's my favorite thing. I haven't been in dance professionally, at least, in a really long time. So that I think I'm kind of lacking. So the singing, though, I've definitely been honing on that craft, especially in the last year with private teachers and things like that. So singing is definitely my favorite right now.
So we spoke about the awards a few minutes ago. I tried for a brief second to literally write every single one of those down. And in order for me to do this interview, I would have to put the paper in front of my face. So I'm going to put you on the spot. Please list all of your awards and accomplishments because they are very, very impressive.
Yeah, so I guess I could start junior year of high school. I competed at district thespians, and I brought a solo musical with me and also a small group musical, which I was the lead of. And I got superiors for those, and also Critics' Choice for the small group musical that I was the lead of. So Critics' Choice is like pretty much best in show. So I got that junior year, which I was very surprised with because that was my first year actually competing with musical theater pieces. So that was that. And then senior year, I competed at districts again. And I got a superior with that. And then I took that to states and also got a superior with that. So I was really proud of myself with that. I'm trying to remember all the other ones. Oh, also during junior and senior year, I did chorus, and we had this thing called solo and ensemble. So basically you can bring your solo pieces. So I brought classical pieces and musical theater pieces, and both years consecutively I've gotten superiors with those. And then there's a lot. Okay, so this year I competed with the Robert Sharon Chorale. They had a scholarship competition, so I competed in their classical and musical theater categories, and I won the classical piece, classical category, and then I got second place for the musical theater category. So just a lot of stuff has been happening. What else? Oh, also Pathfinder, which was a very big deal. So every year, Palm Beach Post, they host like the scholarship competition, and they pick people from each school to represent different I guess categories. So I was the pick for my school for music and vocal, and I won that, and it was a $4,000 scholarship, so I was really happy about that.
So speaking of money and speaking of competition, you are right now in the top 5 in voting for all the finalists. But in a few months, once the finals begin, all the votes get set down to 0. So because this is a competition, why should folks vote for Veronica?
Oh, I think it'd be great to invest in the potential that I can give. I think when people vote for me, they're not only just voting for me, but for the dream that I've been dreaming for a really long time. They're voting for like everybody who's been supporting me thus far. And so I think it's kind of an investment. It's like, okay, I really want to see where this girl can go. And by them giving me their vote, they're really just supporting me and holding me up to reach my potential.
Now, this is a little known fact, but some folks on our executive team may have seen you perform in person. And they may also be bragging on you. Now, because the voting process does include our fans, our celebrities, and also include professionals in the site, knowing that you have a lot of rumbling right now on your performances and how great they are, what would you do? The $50,000 grand prize in cash, talent tokens, and other prizes.
Oh, I don't even know. That'd be insane. I would definitely pay for the rest of my schooling. That would be amazing. And I would also use, I guess, the tokens that I get to promote other smaller talents like mine, and people that I know have been working hard, and people who have talent that I think definitely need to be seen. I would definitely try and support them as best as I can.
Now, you were the overall winner a few months ago. To be a finalist, you have to be an overall winner across all categories for that particular month. Please tell the folks out there, and again, you can thank them, I'm sure you'll want to, on the voting process. For folks that want to become a finalist, and especially when the finals begin, please tell our folks how to network.
Yes. Oh, yes. So thank you guys so much for voting for me. I would say I definitely relied on family and friends, like people on Facebook and things like that. And there are a lot of all of my adult family on Facebook who just sit around for that kind of stuff. So definitely just promoting that to your family and friends who are your biggest supporters, and telling them to tell their friends and things like that. And just kind of getting it out there, because you can't really keep that kind of stuff to yourself because no one's going to know. So I think definitely posting it on Instagram or Facebook and or even just texting links to people, that definitely works. You have a whole long list of contacts just saying, hey, can you do this for me really quick? And it'll really get the word out there for you. So that's what I would say.
Now, speaking of social media, obviously folks can and should find you on talentjoe.com, but social media wise, where else can our audience find you?
Yes. So I have a lot of Instagram accounts. It's actually crazy. I have a personal one, which is, anyway, but I also have a Broadway account. It's Broadway or bwayenthusiast._. And I post a lot of little clips of me just singing musical theater pieces. And that's definitely where people can hear. If they wanted to hear more, which I'm sure you probably do, you could definitely just visit that. And I have a lot of minute videos of me singing different musical theater repertoire and things like that.
So last question, and we always try to leave this for special thanks to the audience. Do you have any special messages to folks that are in the voting process or just simply your fans out there?
Yes, I just want to thank everybody who has been so supportive of me. I was overwhelmed with the amount of support that I've gotten, and I just want to thank them for, really helping me and showing me that, it's just, there are people who are supporting and rooting for me. And I think that's something that I didn't really expect, and I'm really happy for that. So I just want to say thanks to them.
All right, guys, there you have it, our interview with 2019 finalist, Veronica Washington. Veronica, thank you very much for the time and best of luck in the finals.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. So for Veronica, this is Zach saying we'll see you next time on Joe TV.